weather. I don't know if you can get better than this, but I'm so excited to be here today. I'm Alex Teichman with Cross River Bank. And I'm here to talk to you about financial inclusion, which means so many different things, right? It's thrown around a lot lately, especially by various financial institutions and other companies. But today I want to talk to you a little bit about what financial inclusion means broadly, kind of globally, but more so locally here in the state of New Jersey and in the United States. Generally, when we say financial inclusion, it's right there, movement to make financial products and services accessible and affordable to all individuals and businesses regardless of their personal growth, right? But when you think about it, it's a global movement. It could mean anything. It could mean enabling women in Southeast Asia and India with small microloans to help them propel themselves financially. It could mean offering financial identity as any form of identity, really, in regions of sub-Saharan Africa where you don't have an identity and you don't have a bank account. When we think about it, though, more locally, we realize that it impacts us here right at home. When we think about numbers, right? Out of 8 billion people in the world, 2 billion people are excluded from the financial ecosystem. But then you say, okay, wait, Alex, but that's over there. That's so far away. And guess what? Their financial ecosystem's not that great to begin with. Now bring it back home. 20% of people right here in the United States either don't have a bank account, they're called unbanked, or they may have a bank account, but they don't have access to any financial products. Those are considered underbanked. 20% of people in our country don't have access to financial products of any sort. As an individual, as a business, those are staggering numbers, right? So what are we doing as a community? What are we doing as financial organizations? What are we doing as individuals to help propel these people and really offer them some sort of financial stability? There's so much good that's happening all around the world, and particularly here in the United States. Today, I want to talk to you more about what's happening here in the States, and really all the good that's happening to bridge that gap of financial inclusion on American soil and in the state of New Jersey. So before we dive in, I have a question. By a raise of hands, how many of you either know somebody or you yourself have been excluded from a financial product? So that could mean a mortgage, a car loan, a credit card, maybe when you were a teenager or more recently, just by a raise of hands. Raise of hands. Right, so if any of you want to do this with me and you close your eyes and you realize that you're living a life where that happens over and over and over and over again, where you don't get access to financial credit because you're not credit worthy. You don't have the ability to get a loan because you maybe don't have a bank account, or you do, but it doesn't matter. They still won't give you a loan because you're not credit worthy. I feel very passionately about this because I myself have experienced that in my life. I was much younger. I'm an immigrant from the former Soviet Union. I came here as, I think I was 6 years old. That's my family right there, kind of in 2 blocks. But, you know, my family had a relatively stable life in the Soviet Union. We actually were okay-ish, but there was obviously a communist regime in place. That didn't help. There was a lot of discrimination. There was a ton of anti-Semitism. And so my family decided to pack up and go. It took years of paperwork. It took long lists. And then finally, they got their ticket out of town. And when they did, we came here to the States. We immigrated. I was 6 years old. My parents were by my age, I think I mentioned. And I can remember vividly how difficult it was to get any access to any type of financial product. It took us probably at least 5 years to even qualify for a credit card. My parents worked 12, 13-hour days. They worked 6, 7 days a week. I say it so kind of casually now, but it was their entire existence was surrounded around work, providing for their family, and just making sure they make enough money to pay bills. And that's how a lot of Americans live here today, unfortunately. So today, I have the opportunity, by chance, to work at a small community bank, which happens to have amazing technical infrastructure and technology partners to help people a lot like myself. So just a little bit about Cross River and what we do and who we are, if anybody's not familiar. Cross River is a New Jersey chartered community bank right here in Fort Lee. Is it that way or that way? I have no sense of direction. Our mission is to enable fintechs and revolutionize the financial kind of services industry, making it easier for people to get back into the financial ecosystem. We do this with innovation. We do this by empowering them with infrastructure, with regulatory guidance. We give them the ability to plug into our APIs and go out and really make a difference at scale. Just some numbers to put things into context, right? We have 100 partners, which is not that many. We've originated 86 million loans since inception, which means 86 million more people that may have otherwise not been able to get some sort of line of credit. And when we think about that, and you think about a bank loan, we think about $100,000 loan, $50,000 loan. Our average loan is $1,300. $1,300. Cross River's kind of expertise is in small consumer loans. So what does that mean? That means that the loans that the other banks, large banks, may have kind of left behind because they've got larger nets, we're able to extend through our fintech partners. Let's see. So just some examples to put things into context a little bit, and use cases as we call them, right? So Affirm is one of our partners. Affirm offers financing options for online purchases. So they've got technology for loan origination, small consumer loans. Many of you may have heard of kind of buy now, pay later as an option. And when you think about it, it's like, well, Alex, it's just a loan online. Like it's just, you know, I'm able to go and buy something, and Affirm then gives me an installment plan, and it's not that interesting, right? But think back to that person who otherwise doesn't have a credit card. Let's say I need to buy $200 worth of back-to-school clothing for my kids. I don't have a credit card. I can check the Affirm option when I'm purchasing that item online. And now I do a couple of different things. Number one, I'm able to get that small loan. I'm able to make that purchase. I'm able to manage my cash flow because it offers me installment plans and I don't have to pay it all up front. And then also I'm building my credit, which is the most important thing. That small consumer loan of $200 is now enabling that underbanked individual to start building their credit. The question is, what's first, the chicken or the egg? You've got to start somewhere, and that's where you can start. And little by little, you're able to build that credit and come back into the financial ecosystem. So I'm sure some people are thinking, okay, Affirm, they're like publicly traded, enormous organization. What about startups? How are you helping the startup community? So Daily Pay is a customer of ours, and is it working? And we started working with them when they were super small. Maybe some of you have heard of them. Daily Pay offers on-demand access to earned wages. So if you think about an hourly worker, right, that has to work for 14 days before they're able to get those funds and spend them on things like rent, groceries, to fill up their car, for gasoline. Now, with Daily Pay, they're able to access those funds instantly. If their employer enables the technology that Daily Pay offers, or a similar one, there's others out there, it's called Earned Wage Access, they're able to now offer them their earned wages so they can pay those things and manage their cash flow a little bit easier. Another example is another great partner of ours, Current. They offer banking services designed specifically for building credit. So let's say I, again, can't have a credit card, or I'm not able to get a bank account. Current will actually underwrite you as a consumer and offer you the ability to now have a bank account and start building your credit through their single platform where you can, again, manage your cash flow, where you can see your balances, and so on and so forth. Earlier, I talked about my family, right, a little bit. So our credit score didn't travel with us. We were okay-ish in the former Soviet Union. When we came here, we had to start from zero, from nothing. It enables people like myself and my family and others who maybe aren't even from another country, right, to start building their credit worthiness. So as much as we love doing work in the fintech community and really being able to make change at scale, the other thing I want to talk about is what we're doing right here in the great state of New Jersey. So there's a few different things that we're working on that are breaking down barriers and really fostering that economic growth. We have partnerships with local organizations that create small business grants. We extend access to financial services in underserved areas. So if somebody needs a bank account, we're able to do that for them. We support small businesses with various lending solutions. And there's numerous community programs and an effort that we're making with various universities in the state of New Jersey to provide scholarships and other types of incentives with partners like NJIT and Rowan. I want to wrap up with something that may seem a little bit cheesy, I don't know, but I think it's relevant, right? Especially at a place like this where everybody is so passionate about technology. Technology is not just a tool, it's really a catalyst for change. It gives us the ability to change the way we interact with one another, the way we make purchases perhaps, but also in the way we enable each other through financial stability. I really appreciate everybody's time here today. This has been fantastic. Thank you.